Hi guys, my name is Brooke and welcome to Movie Monday. I'm so excited. This is my first little Movie Monday YouTube video. You might notice one other video on that channel. Watch it if you want to know how crazy I am. I made it when I was 13 for Tom Cruise. He saw it and he loved it and I'm never taking it down. Today we're going to talk about Endgame. I have so many video ideas and I didn't know what to do for my first one, and I thought, why not talk about Endgame? Everybody's talking about it. I got my Captain America shirt. I'm ready to go. We're gonna start with America's ass, the most important part. Every shot of Chris Evans is the hottest thing I've ever seen in my life. Oh my God. It's just so many shots of Chris Evans just walking, and it's so hot. Anyways, America's ass. A1. And the shot of the three of them walking up to go beat Thanos' ass. Oh my God. He grabbed his hammer. But if you didn't piss yourself when Cap grabbed the hammer and said, Avengers, assemble, and every fucking person was there, if you did not shit your pants, you were not hype enough for me, and I need you to get the fuck out and go home. Thick Thor. Thick Thor. I loved Thick Thor. First of all, when they went to Asgard, Valkyrie, oh my God, perfect. Perfect. Tessa Thompson is my girl crush, so I just want Tessa Thompson to be in every movie ever, which she's on her way to. My favorite fucking character was there, which is Korg. I love Korg so much. I don't think I've ever laughed so hard in a movie than in Ragnarok when Korg goes to Loki and he's like, hey man, my friends and I going on this ship, wanna come? That was just beautiful for me to see Korg. I'm sorry, Bucky is biting the shit out of me right now. By the way, my friend that I went with, the one that was in the cuddle seats with her boyfriend, she leaned over him to point at me and go, you're Thick Thor. I was like, thank you. And then I went the second time and I was like, oh my God, I'm Thick Thor. And he's like, I'm having a panic attack. Actually, the wine said was that way. I know some people think that Thor became a joke, so they're not a huge fan because of that. I love Thick Thor. I think it was a beautiful storyline to include, and nobody knew it was happening, but I think it's great. One thing I did love about Endgame, and this is kind of in most of the movies as well, but really prominent in Endgame is like, in Civil War. It's very, if these people were real, like it's not fantasy. I mean, it is, but it's so, the movies make it very realistic, which I love, and Endgame is especially this world where it's very realistic and half the population is now wiped out, and that's real, and it starts with Hawkeye's family and him just having a normal picnic and they're gone. And then when Scott Lang comes in and he goes and sees all the graves and them gone, and then everybody comes back and you see the birds and all the bugs coming back. Like, it's they make it where if this circumstance was real. I think that's really great and smart, and I think that's why so many people love Marvel, because the movies are like that. And, you know, Civil War had this whole conflict about superheroes and what they're doing to the civilians when they're trying to save the world. And that would be a real issue of all this damages, hurting civilians, hurting these buildings, causing damages, causing problems. So back to Thick Thor, this is something that could happen to a person. They go to that he feels that he failed, and most of them do feel that they failed, but it's showing the effect that it had on Thor. And it was nice seeing that this god of thunder, this human that's 1,000 years old, he's not human, he's a god. But, I mean, that's even more. This god is so affected by this and this grief and this depression that all he has now is beer and video games, and he's depressed. And the interesting part is he really only lost Loki and his best friend. But, you know, a lot of these characters lost their whole family. And Thor didn't, but he's let himself go more than anybody else because he feels like he failed and he feels like he's not worthy anymore. Which makes it really beautiful when he does call his hammer back in Asgard and he is still worthy. And I think that was an amazing message to know that even, you know, if you're depressed or, you know, you're not in the best of shape and you don't feel like yourself, that doesn't mean you're any less of a person. And I think that was a great message, and they did it in a very great way. So now we're gonna go to Black Widow. I cried even harder the second time. That was, I had a feeling it was coming because of the way they set it up kind of in the beginning of the movies, that this is her life, they are her family, this is everything to her. I kind of had a feeling that she might not make it. And when her and Hawkeye went to get the Soul Stone, I knew it would be her. I do have a question though. They traveled there with Nebula. Nebula knew that her father sacrificed Gamora for the Soul Stone and that only one of them got to come back, and she didn't warn them, like, just so you know, only one of them returned. My next part, Captain Marvel. My thing with her is that I guess part of her flaws is that she can't handle her emotion to deal with her powers, but I didn't see very much emotion coming from her, so I think she should have had some more screen time, some more purpose. Kind of said that, like, she's the most powerful one to stand up to Thanos. She could definitely beat Thanos, and then she was kind of barely in it. And she did come and play a really good role in going to the garden, which am I the only one who thought it was so hilarious seeing Thanos in the garden? I was the only one laughing both times I saw it. Like, is that not the funniest shit you've ever seen? Is Thanos strolling through the garden picking flowers? This guy just wiped half the universe. And he's strolling through the garden picking flowers, and he looks like Purple Shrek. That's funny! Anyways, back to Captain Marvel. She got this whole movie right before Endgame, so it's kind of like, okay, this is the backstory we need. Kind of like with Doctor Strange and Infinity War. Peter Parker. Peter Parker. So Spider-Man's my favorite superhero, if you don't know. Most people that know me know that. Yeah, Spider-Man's my favorite. Tom Holland is my favorite. Let's get some shit straight. Tom Holland's the best Spider-Man. And I'm so hyped for Far From Home. Don't even get me started. And Jake Gyllenhaal. I feel like, so obviously he made everybody cry for the second time. And we all know that Tom Holland spoils everything, and they didn't let him read the script in either of these movies. I feel like what they do with Tom Holland, he obviously knows he's dying, and I feel like they're like, he didn't know his lines, and they're like, hey, Tom, go over here. Do the thing. Yeah, the thing that makes everybody cry. Just go do it. And then he does. Now to Iron Man. I'm gonna cry again. I'm literally about to cry. I think it was very beautiful the way that he went, and they had everybody at the funeral. That was incredibly beautiful, and I wish they told the cast it was Iron Man's funeral. That's my only complaint with that. They told all of them it was a wedding. I'm sure some of them knew from their analysis and all that kind of stuff, but they were all told it was a wedding, and I wish that they weren't. I would have loved to see all these characters' raw reactions to Iron Man's funeral. I do think it was beautiful that there was no lines, just simple camera panning to each of them or each of the groups. I thought, Bucky, this is important. We'll get to your father in a minute. Anyways, I thought that was really beautiful, the way that they did it. I just wish the actors knew, because I think that would have been really heartwarming to see their true reactions. No lines, just in their face. I don't want to change any of the direction, any of the camera. I wouldn't change any of the shots and the way they did that tracking towards all of them. But I think it would have been even more beautiful to see the reactions. I just started thinking about Happy and Morgan, and it made me not happy. the most important part to me and my bone to pick with Endgame. I'm gonna give you a hint as to the most important part to me, and that hint is going to be my puppy. We're gonna talk about Bucky, which is all I want to talk about all day, every day. Sebastian Stan. But Bucky is my baby. Here he is. And if you're not sure if Bucky's my baby, this is my puppy, Bucky Barnes. Oh my god, you're so cute. Why do you have to be so mean? He loves kisses. Oh, say hi, Bucky. Yeah, so I fucking love Bucky Barnes. James Buchanan Barnes owns this ass. By the way, I want to do a video where I get drunk and watch The Winter Soldier, so if you want to see that, let me know. And if you don't want to see that, I'm gonna make it anyways. Bucky got the least amount of screen time. He shows up, it shows a shot of him for about 0.2 seconds with his gun. And that's it. You don't see him fight anybody. I would like to see him punch something just to give me my fill. That was so gross. That was so weird. I'm sorry. But, you know, I want to see Bucky for like 5 hours. Here's some praise. His eyes. Every shot of him, like later, after they don't show him at all during the war, is just, he's the most beautiful person I've ever seen in my life. He's so beautiful. He's the prettiest boy ever. My hands keep going up. It's because this fucking Bucky is attacking me. Hey, we're talking about your father. We're talking about your dad. Oh, good boy. He gave me a kiss. Let's talk about what Cap did to him. He's so cute and loving and supportive and just wants to love Cap. And Cap fucking betrayed him. He comes back and he gives the shield to Falcon? I spend about an hour a day mad about this. What the fuck is... I want somebody, like, if you know what Sam Wilson did to deserve this. I know in the comics, both of them have had the shields and been Captain America. But in the film universe, it has been set up through multiple movies that Bucky would inherit Cap. And then Falcon says it feels like it belongs to somebody else, and I was like, yes, he's gonna give it to Bucky. And then he didn't. And Bucky, and everyone's like, Bucky doesn't want to be Captain America. Well, he didn't even get asked, so fuck you. Broke my heart the second time after knowing that Falcon is going to get it, because Bucky tells Falcon to go talk to Cap first. Like he knew or something. I think I'm done. Alright, that's all my talk about Endgame. You probably don't care what I have to say. That's fine. I'm going to be making videos more. Next week is probably going to be Game of Thrones, since that's come to an end. And I also have lots of ideas. I'm going to do drunk movie reviews, movie monthly favorites, and stuff like that. So I was checking on Bucky because he's eating stuff. So if you're interested in seeing that or anything you want me to talk about, tell me below. Subscribe to my channel, follow my social media, tell Sebastian Stan I love him. And I will see you guys next Monday. Thank you so much for supporting me and watching this. I love you. Bye.